Welcome to the Land Whisperer channel. If you're here for the first time, then my name is Chris. I'm a writer of short stories and I'm also a spiritual land worker. And if you're returning, thank you very much indeed for coming back. I really do appreciate it. Last week we spoke about the psychic information about these wooden circles within the centre of the stone monument as it is today. This week we're actually going to be talking about the changing times and the period in between the wooden circles and the stone circles. So, if you like the video, please consider giving us a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the notification bell, which will let you know when I post a video, and even consider subscribing. Now, to the video. Energy flows through the electromagnetic grid of the Earth all the time. These telluric currents that run through this grid have a daily rhythm to them. They are weakest during the day and surge back to full capacity at dawn as the currents charge up overnight. These energies also change in frequency, vibration and focus all the time, and in 3000 BC it was no different to now. These energies in the land can be measured by scientific equipment and have a common name attached to them. They are popularly known as either ley lines or, as I prefer, earth energies. I'll talk a lot about this on the journey, so I won't dwell on it now. In 3070 BC, the energy of the landscape surrounding this site began to change under a constant barrage of negativity from the jealous shamans of the other communities. As the energies changed, so frustrations began to grow within the community at this time. Men felt that they were being sidelined from important decisions in the community. They felt aggrieved, so they began to leave, breaking up their families and taking the cattle with them. The love and respect of all things community-based began to fall apart as people wandered away from the area. The monument itself fell into disuse for the next 165 years as a non-divine masculine energy flooded the landscape at this period. Instead of worshipping amongst the wooden circles, they started to worship their cattle instead. Animals have another side to them. Like us, they're not just physical beings, but have emotions too. You only have to look at the way that cats, dogs and horses behave to understand that. They have another job too, as radiators of positive, negative or more complex energies out into the land, which is picked up by plants, moss, humans and other animals collectively. Cattle, for the most part, are very positive in their energy. Naturally, there are individuals that are not, so in this sense they are just like us too, good and bad together. In the minds of the people at this time, wealth and materialism took over, which is the shadow aspect of the divine masculine. During this time, 11 male shamans rose up and demanded that only men were allowed to be shamans for the people. When they were denied by the incumbent female shamans, the men forcibly displaced them. The cult of the 11 male shamans continued for the next 165 years, i.e. between 3070 to 2835 BC, with new acolytes joining when the older men had died. They still used the long barrow at the cove, but their visits were more sporadic, and they spent more time amongst the cattle and people on the move than they did at the Stanton Drew site. With the site in ruins and the tree trunk circles all but rotted away, a new male shaman came to the old site in 2835 BC. He had been guided by a series of dreams and visions, and he took up residence amongst the ruins of the circles. He was not an advocate of the way that the 11 male shamans worked. He was an original thinker, a mover and a shaker, for he did not derive his power from the ancestors as the male shamans had done, but obtained wisdom from a more ethereal source. During the 165 years before his arrival, the monument and surrounding area had a mixed divine feminine and non-divine masculine energy. This new shaman recognized that the land needed to be healed and the rift between the energies rebalanced. Through visions, he was called by the energy at the site to remove the 11 male shamans because the energy was too distorted at this time. After they had passed on, he set out to find new shamans, an equal mix of women and men that shared their duties equally. Over the years, he gradually drew them to his cause. They assisted him in rebalancing the earth energies of the landscape so that the Great Circle could be constructed on balanced ground. It also took 25 years for the cattle herders to trust the new shaman priests, since they'd been without spiritual representation amongst them for years following the deaths of the 11 shamans. In the end, he gained the people's trust, but it took a desperate woman with her sick baby from the surrounding community to ask the new shaman for help. She wasn't producing milk, and the child was starving because of it. The shaman priests cured her, and the infant began to feed properly. That action started a flood of people coming to the shaman priests to help them with their illnesses, and it was this event that persuaded the cattle herders that the shamans could be trusted once more, at least enough to start to build the Great Stone Circle in 2810 BC. The world of the shaman today in our Western culture is very different from the way that they lived their lives back then. Being exposed to death in the case of an animal through hunting or through ill health as a human was a very much more common experience then. The death of your shaman through spiritual warfare was a really big deal, because it left your clan open to all manner of spiritual warfare, whether that be through spirits or whether that be through curses or whatever. Today, that doesn't mean very much to us because we are so far divorced from the land. Back then, they believed it because they lived it. Anyway, next time we'll speak about much happier times when the stone circles arrive here at Stanton Drew and what that meant for the people who lived here. So, until then, I wish you unconditional love, as always, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.